Hello, it's Luis Alejo here, and today we have another successful story. Today we have Álvaro, and Álvaro is a marketing student. He will start university next week, and the thing about Álvaro is that he needs his CAE because at some point he will need this certification because it's a requirement for him to get his degree in marketing. So he took our program just a couple of weeks ago. In a very short time, I would say 3 or 4 weeks, he got 33 points out of 40 possible questions in his first mock test. That is an outstanding result, an incredible result, an incredible breakthrough. And we're so happy and excited about his progress during this program. Hi, Álvaro. How are you?
Hi, Lucio. Thanks for the invitation for the interview. Yeah.
Great, man. So, Álvaro, tell us, what were you doing before you enrolled in the program?
Well, actually, I was free. I wasn't studying any language or any practice,
Mhm.
but I was in a pre for another university
Mhm.
that it was very hard to me. So yeah, I was studying.
Okay, so you were getting ready basically to um, be accepted at the university. Good.
Yeah, it was a preparation. Yeah.
Mhm. Good. Good. Now, why do you decide to get your CAE certificate? Why the CAE?
Uh, well, apart from that, is I did it before I started the university
Mhm.
to get more time in the university.
Mhm.
So at that time, I would focus on my studies. Well, the CAE is more for it's the level that would that I want
Mhm.
to get. That certificate would help me a lot.
And also it's a requirement, right? Because if you don't
Uh,
have the certificate when you finish your major, right, your 4 or 5 years, so you won't get your degree, your diploma of marketing. Is that
mm.
correct?
Yes, that's correct. So I start before, then that I would be free and focus
Mm.
100%. Yeah.
Do you think it's a good idea to get these certificates before um, and not at the end?
Totally. Yeah,
Why?
it's like when you are doing
Mm.
two things at the moment, you
Yeah.
get confused and you can focus on one thing or another thing. So it's totally, yeah, it's something that I did and
Mhm.
I'm good to that.
Yeah, that's so good because I can imagine that the last years of university could be kind of tedious, hard,
Mm.
challenging with all the projects you have to present, perhaps the thesis that you have to deliver. And imagine, I mean, on top of that, you need to worry about getting your international certification. So that is a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
So I believe what you just did, it's the best thing because you are technically getting rid of one thing, one big time thing right now before you start your university life so that by the time they ask you for this certificate, you already have it and you wouldn't mind, you know, about this. So you wouldn't have any problems to get your degree.
Yeah. Well, also I have friends that,
Mm,
well, I try to compare my situation, and
mm,
some friends are just in uh, English classes, like starting English classes, and
yeah,
I say, wow, I s- I advance a lot. So yeah.
that's great. That's great. And you know, um, I believe like time it's more valuable than anything else, right? Because you could waste your money taking courses, but you can get your money back, but you can never get your time back. All right. And what you're doing right now, it's great. It's a great idea. And I think most college students should get their certificates, all right, before they start their university life. Good. All right, Álvaro, how was your experience with our program so far? We have worked together for around 3 to 4 weeks. And how was your experience so far?
Yeah, well, there's always something to learn
Mm,
about. In that program, in this program, I
mm,
learn it. I I start uh, watching something that I didn't know,
good.
and that will help me a lot in the future. And also teachers, uh, teacher Juan, right?
Mm,
Teacher Juan helped me a lot.
good.
The speaking, the writing, the listenings, all would count. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, you took your mock test, I think, this week, and
Yes.
you sent me the results. You told me that you got 33 points out of 40
Right.
possible questions,
Right.
and we haven't even finished the program yet. How do you feel? How was your reaction when you saw these results?
Um, Before take the mock test,
Mm,
my like my I tried to get minimum 35, but I
mm,
couldn't. I
mm,
get 33. But well, the mock test, in my case, I think I would do it better if
mm.
yeah, that's my that was my point, and I think I would do it better the next time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Now, Álvaro, what are your plans for the future?
Um, well, as be a professional,
Mm,
as as a marketer. Well,
mm,
I'm watching to I'm look for be a freelancer that
mm.
is a man who is
Mm.
always moving in that time of business and is always into that and try to help different companies to to up her sales and that.
Yeah, and the good thing about marketing is that you can literally work um, from anywhere in the world, right? You could help American companies, European companies get more sales through marketing, right? And the good thing again is that you already have your certificate. So because they will ask you, right? Typically, American companies, they ask you, do you have a good command of the English language? So you can show them your certificate and you can be accepted. You can be part of their uh, these companies, these clubs or groups.
Yeah. Well, and also as
Mm,
be a freelancer, like you are free, you are not into a company specifically.
mm, mm.
So you work with different companies and
Correct.
that's very nice.
Great. Great. Well, Álvaro, just to finish this interview, what would you recommend to those college students who also need the certificates in order to get their degrees? What would you recommend to those people?
Enter to this course that will help a lot on that things that are missing to get that certificate. Um, that's my recommendation for them.
Great, man. We really appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words, Álvaro. We'll still see, we'll still see you. You haven't finished the program yet, so thank you very much for accepting to record this interview. I'm quite sure that this interview, like many others we did in the past, will inspire and motivate those students who also need these certificates. Thanks.